Making double images is a interesting way to take a nice picture and make it a little more unusual to look at. This is a beach scene on an island somewhere in the Pacific, and it's the water, the beach, the little lapping waves. The waves out here on the surf line where the coral reef is, and typical little building structures, palm trees. I'm going to make this a double image. Now to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a guideline down and place here on this far water line. And I'm going to take my rotate tool so I can move that and put it right here. That's where it's going to rotate from. Then I'm going to take my go tool and come out to the corner here and get the curved angle or arrow, and I'm going to rotate that until that C line is level. And then I'm going to go back and say, okay, apply that. Now notice I've tipped this in the opening so that it's a little askew. I'm going to take my rectangular tool and come back in here and come to the top of the blue here. Come down so I have picture inside. I'm going to square this up. And let's see, I'm going to leave a little more on the bottom because I can see some on the top there. While it's still in the mode there, in the marquee, I'm going to hit the down arrow until that blue lines up, and I'm okay all the way around. Then I go back to image and say crop that, and it crops to the outside. Now I've cleaned all that up and I've got my C line straight. That's important if you have a water, lake, ocean, or a distant horizon like where the mountain meets the valley and it's a straight line. You might want to bring that to square level. All right, then I'm going to readjust my image size. I cut it a little bit. It was 7 by something. I'm going to go the height back to 5. It was 7 by 5 and the resolution's okay, and I go there. And now I'm going to, here's my layer on the beach thing. I'm going to add another layer, bring it down below, and I'm going to have that layer lit up and active, and I'm going to go to image, canvas size. Now I know that my height is 5 inches and my width is 6.74. I'm going to push this arrow right here so that my expansion of my canvas is going to go to the left. And I'm going to make the width to the left 12. You can double that exactly, you know, whatever 74 is doubled. But I'm going to go 13 inches, maybe 14, and I can always cut back 14 inches to the width. Now it's going to go out to the left here. If I'd done this, it would push out to the right or push down to the bottom. But it's not going to get any taller. It's going to get wider. So I hit OK. Take my navigator and back it off a little bit, and you can see what I've got here is the picture here and then a lot of empty space. Now that empty space is the canvas. The canvas size is different than the image size if you expand it one way or the other. The beach, I'm going to make a copy. Just click on beach and drag it down to your new layer button, but instead of making a new layer, it makes beach copy. Now that beach copy is on top of the old beach copy. It's selected. I'm going to go to edit, transform, and all the way down to flip horizontal. So it'll flip from left to right. Well, right to left. If I want to go top to bottom, I'd flip it vertically, but flip horizontally, and it'll flip in place. Then I take my picture and hold the shift key down so it goes straight across. I bring it out until it joins somewhere about there. And now I've got a double picture. I've got an island, I've got an isthmus or a little sandbar that's running out to the island, and I've got surf breaking on the reef on two sides. Whatever that space was, I'm going to come back here with my marquee tool and click right to that space, and then finish out the whole image and hit image, crop, and it takes off that stuff to the left, and I'm back to my image as is. Now I've got two images here though. I can turn one on and off, so I'm going to select the beach copy, and with the option key, command key down, it'll let me select two. I'm going to go to the options button and say merge layers. So now I have one layer, and it doesn't have to be copy anymore. I'll just put beach or isthmus, or I don't know if I can spell isthmus, but then layer one, you can't see it because it's the background. but that's what reformed the shape. Now, this can be useful for any number of things. If you have pictures of people from the waist up and the sun condition, the lighting conditions are right, you could cut them out and put them here on this, standing on the sandbar with this beach behind them. Or you could put an airplane flying over the top, or you could put a boat coming in, any number of things. One last thing, though, that you have to do, Command D takes out the marching hands, is to come in here with your magnifying tool, especially right where they join. There's always an alligator or some monster that's sitting there. Now, in this case, they didn't exactly join all together there, so I need to, I'm going to go to history and back up where I merged these layers. I'm going to go back to the crop, and I'm going to take this beach copy on the left. It's selected, and hit the right arrow until it marches over and touches in. Okay, when that's done, then I can go back and say, all right, now select the beach and the beach copy and make them merge the layers, and take beach copy out of beach and step one beach. I will have to go back and trim the outside on the left side, but before I do that, Command D, I want to show you the little alligators and animals that form. See this nose here and the two eyes, and see up here there's eyes and eyeballs inside the eye and a big mouth and a nose. It invariably with rocks and stuff does that. So let's straighten that out. For one, I'm going to take my cloning tool and get a small brush and just take some of these bushes over here and rub out the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the things that are generically. There's a monkey face right there. There's monkey ears over here. And just take them out. Try to avoid making new patterns and take, some black and dark spaces and put inside there. But do rough it up a little bit. Over here, the rocks, take out the eyes and the nose and the things that look like it was going to be an alligator coming after you. Just chip them away with stuff that's there. Even down here, might be reoccurring little shells that say, look at me, I'm a pattern. I'll just take those out or move them around a little bit. But now when I navigate here and back up, you can see I've got this element of thing going on there. Now see, there's a little bit of stuff left over there, so I'm going to come from the left to the right and just back off just a tiny little sense there, and then image crop, and that chops it back to everything is covered by blue or sky or something. And that gives me then the double image. Now you can do this with the ocean, with the mountains, with any number of things. You can do it your own face if you want to, and see your left face and left face, and make your left face your right face, and you can see, uh-oh, there goes the symmetry of my face. But this double image, single image to double image, is it's a technique, it's a trick. I wouldn't do it every time I ever did anything, but it can be very useful to get something dramatic happening from one side of the one image, to make it two. So what I want you to do when you get understanding what all this is about is to find an image, use the beach image I had, or find any image off the internet that's a good strong resolution, and put half of it down and make the canvas size twice the width, or vertical, if you're going vertical, twice the height, and do what we did here and see how well you can put two images and make one out of them.